make something clear.
Everyone wants to be a hero, but it's not always worse to be the second banana. Throughout Hollywood history, some of the most memorable characters have been of the supporting variety, the kind of people who give their leading man or woman a helping hand throughout their adventure.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
Here are Screen Rant's 10 most popular movie sidekicks. Dr. King Shultz, Django Unchained. Django is on a mission to save his wife from the vicious Calvin Candy. He's accompanied by his partner and mentor, Dr. King Shultz, the man who showed Django the ropes of the bounty hunting business. Not only that, Shultz also became his greatest friend, treating him as an equal during their time together. Through their interactions, it was easy to see that Shultz loved and admired Django for a number of reasons. Their bond is what makes Schultz's death all the more upsetting, but it also made Django's final revenge even sweeter. The term sidekick may sell Schultz's role short, but with Django as the obvious hero, Christoph Waltz simply did that good of a job playing second fiddle. Ron and Hermione, the Harry Potter films. At a young age, Harry Potter is proclaimed as the savior of the wizarding world, and the only person capable of stopping the Dark Lord Voldemort. That's enough to make any teenager crack. But luckily, Harry had his two best friends, Ron and Hermione, to help him along the way.
I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Throughout the series, the two brought valuable traits to the table, particularly smarts, loyalty, and courage, all of which were useful in helping Harry complete his quests. From playing a deadly game of wizard's chess to tracking down the Deathly Hallows, Ron and Hermione displayed bravery well beyond their years to make the trio a well-rounded unit. Walter, the Big Lebowski.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
His methods may be a tad extreme for some, but the rule-abiding Walter is a great friend nonetheless. As the dude tries to make sense of his mistaken identity caper, Walter is there every step of the way, doing whatever's necessary in the name of helping his friend. It takes a special relationship to take a crowbar to a new car or put your religious beliefs aside in order to accomplish the mission. And for all their disagreements, it's clear the dude and Walter are inseparable pals. As the film's hero would see it, they act as yin and yang, with Walter representing the more brash emotion to the dude's laid-back worldview.
Put him down, man!
Yeah, I'll put him down, dude!
Short round. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones had many allies, but few could top the youngster's short round. Despite his age, the kid proved that he had a knack for archaeology. His intuition and courage were his most valuable assets. He's arguably the true hero of the series' second film, essentially saving Indy from mind control and leading the charge in rescuing the movie's kidnapped children. Short Round's emotional connection with Dr. Jones made him a fan favorite, and his strong moral compass was always there to guide Indy down the right path. It's a shame these two never got another adventure together. But with the Temple of Doom set before Raiders of the Lost Ark, maybe Short Round played a bigger role in shaping the legendary Tomb Raider than fans realized. Wilson, Castaway. When Chuck Noland is stranded on a desert island, he resorts to talking to a volleyball to preserve his sanity. As you might expect, Wilson proves to be an excellent listener and the best companion a castaway could have. Wilson provided Chuck with an outlet to discuss his life and personal connections to the outside world. Despite resembling a bloody handprint with eyes, he reminded Chuck of the reason to stay alive and make his way off the island.
Here we go, Wilson. You don't have to worry about anything.
We'll never know exactly how Chuck imagined Wilson responding to his mutterings and musings, but we do know the volleyball was much, much more than an inanimate object, offering the final inspiration he needed to escape. And their farewell, as heartbreaking as goodbyes can get.
Wilson, where are you? Wilson!
Thankfully, the film's final scenes show that Wilson is destined to return. Spock, Star Trek. A bold rule breaker like Captain James Kirk needs someone who specializes in logic to balance out his tendencies. That's what makes Spock the perfect sidekick to the Enterprise captain. The Vulcan's ability to analyze every situation and determine the best possible outcome makes him a valuable ally, and his unwillingness to let emotions get the best of him ensures he's cool-headed under pressure. Spock is intelligent and faithful to the point of sacrificing his life for his crew. He compliments Kirk in every way, illustrating why they're destined to be friends for all time, whether they like it or not. Groot, Guardians of the Galaxy. Due to his limited vocabulary and general aloofness, Groot doesn't inspire confidence at first glance. But when push comes to shove, he's the kind of friend anyone would be happy to have. His heart is always in the right place, and the well-being of his friends is his top priority. Groot also stands for what's right, setting off to make millions in Marvel's space adventure, but willingly fighting to protect the people of Xandar from total destruction. Somehow Groot is the emotional center of the team, capable of turning even the hardened Rocket into a big softie. It's impossible not to tear up when he shields his teammates from a crash landing in the movie's final battle.
We are Groot.
We are Groot indeed. Hit Girl, Kick-Ass. When Dave Lazowski decides to become the superhero Kick-Ass, he realizes he can't do it on his own. Luckily, he meets Mindy, aka Hit Girl, and the two of them partner up to show organized crime that it's finally met its match. Needless to say, Hit Girl is not your typical kid. She's been trained by her ex-cop father to become a fierce crime fighter and seek revenge for her mother's death. She's got a no-nonsense attitude and is tough to take down in a fight. Her skills rival those of the older Kick-Ass and show that it's wise to have her on your side. Though Dave is told to look after Mindy, it's clear she can take care of herself. The title of sidekick really doesn't do her justice. Chewbacca, Star Wars. Everyone needs a co-pilot, and Han Solo has the best in the galaxy. Chewie is devoted to Han because of a life debt, and is always by his best friend's side with a heart of gold and a great sense of loyalty. His physical strength makes him plenty useful in a fight against Imperial Stormtroopers, but his best trait is his moral center. Chewie is motivated more by helping his companions than selfish smuggler profits, and he's instrumental in sending Han down the path to becoming a galactic hero. Any Star Wars fan would want a Wookiee friend of their own, and Chewie's dedication illustrates why they really are man's best friend in a galaxy far, far away. Samwise Gamgee, Lord of the Rings. It was Frodo Baggins' plan to destroy the Ring of Power by heading to Mount Doom all by himself, but Samwise made a promise to never leave his best friend. And in the end, the Lord of the Rings trilogy only had a happy ending because of his presence. Sam is incorruptible and fiercely loyal. He always made sure Frodo stayed on task as his burden became heavier to bear. Whenever his master was ready to give up, Sam would provide words of encouragement and motivation to renew his dedication. Risking his life on several occasions and showing unbelievable courage, Samwise the Brave exemplified what a sidekick should offer. The fact that he was one of the only creatures to ever give up the One Ring willingly has us convinced he was a hero in disguise all along. Those are our picks for the most popular movie sidekicks. Are there any we missed? Which supporting characters are your favorite? Sound off in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.